What does the month of January 2025 hold for us, our future, and the future of our amazing planet Earth? We are not only just stepping into a new year, friends, we are truly stepping into an amazing time for humanity. A window of time where our vision and our intuition is going to become super clear as we literally head towards a future where we can very easily telepathically communicate with one another. A time where compassion is going to shine ever so brightly and all the old systems completely crash. So what to expect in the month of January and in the coming months? For starters, January is going to kick in with major weather winter storms in the northern hemisphere, causing travel nightmares and delays. While in the southern hemisphere, major flooding and other Earth events cause evacuations and even rescue efforts. Mother Earth is about to unleash a series of events, including 3 major volcanic eruptions that cause travel nightmares, 2 large earthquakes, and all this while these dark overlords, the global elite, continue to try to sabotage the incoming inauguration on January 20th. Major ups and downs in the economy, and the coming crash for several countries, and of course, a whole lot more strange and wild events taking place in our skies. And that's going to touch down on our land in the near future, and I'll explain all that today. So much to cover, so much to break down today. And today I will break down the numerology and important astrological alignments for the month of January. So more importantly, that you can take the best advantage of these incoming energies and incoming alignments so you can make the best out of January and 2025, along with very specific predictions provided to me in visions and by my team of amazing spirit guides. And I have a lot of them for you today. This is my January 2025 forecast and predictions. A happy 2025 to all of you, and a huge happy birthday goes out to all our January Capricorns and our late January Aquarians. Your birthday happens to be the most powerful day of the year. If you actually know how to utilize the weeks leading up to your birthday, and more importantly, the day of your birthday, which unfortunately most folks do not. If you want to take advantage of your birthday and your astrological new year, be sure to check out my video, The Most Powerful Day of the Year. I'll leave a link up above, and I will leave a link down below in the description. Be sure to check it out. And again, a big happy birthday to our Capricorns and Aquarians, and a big happy new year to all of you. The month of January and 2025 is going to kick off in this very potent energy of the one universal month in the realm of numerology, ushering in this wave of inspiration, determination, and of course, new beginnings as the number 1 represents. This is a time more important than ever, friends, to plant your seeds for the future, to take the initiatives, and to step into your personal power. I did a video last year in January, calling your power back. Go back and check out that video. Search it on my channel directly, or I'll try to leave a link down below in the description so that you can take advantage of stepping into your power. Very important, prominent time to do so is as we step into this new year in January. The number 1 also symbolizes independence, leadership, and the courage for us to carve our paths into the amazing future that we wish to manifest. An opening chapter of this new year, January also is inviting us to envision our goals, to do so with clarity, and to act very boldly on realizing what those goals are so that you can make it happen, friends. This is the time to make it happen. So let this energy invite your spirit and remind you that every great journey begins with a single step and that one vibrational energy that we're stepping into in January. While the month of January carries the spark of the one vibration, the overarching energy of 2025 as a 9 universal year is going to call for deeper reflection and completion. Remember, the number 9 is a symbol of wisdom, compassion, most importantly, of endings, death of cycles. So that way we can pave our way for transformative new cycles as we step into the one vibration and universal year of 2026. But let us get through 2025 first. Together, the energies of the one vibration of January and the 9 universal year is going to create this kind of beautiful interplay with each other. The 1 encouraging fresh starts, while the 9 is going to ask us to integrate lessons from the past and to let go of all the things that no longer serve our highest potential. Let it go, friends. Let it go. Because January is all of our opportunities to begin again. A new opportunity for all of us, as long as we, again, are willing to take that step. Not as who you were either, but the person that you have become throughout all of your experiences through the previous year, 2024, and throughout your entire life. Use these numbers to your advantage. As we step into the month of January in this amazing new year, 2025, make sure that you honor both these energies of the 1 and the 9 vibration by balancing action with reflection. Set bold intentions, friends, while being very mindful of all the wisdom that you have gained from your journey so far. Release all your limiting beliefs. Release all limiting relationships or any negative patterns that may hinder your growth. This year is the year to do it, and this one vibration will help give you that new start. This is a time to trust the divine timing of your life and the divine timing of our amazing universe. Everything that you released has completely made new space, just like cleaning out the closet, friends. Everything you release makes new space for new blessings waiting to unfold for you in January and throughout 2025. So step forward into this new year with faith, knowing that the groundwork that you lay this month is going to resonate throughout the entire year and years to come, guiding us towards this amazing fulfillment, this amazing transformation, and in a pathway to abundance, joy, and happiness. A pathway that we all deserve to take, but many choose not to for whatever reason. Make 2025 the year that you choose to take that pathway. Let me continue to help you navigate through the month of January with ease and joy by first looking at the do's and don'ts of the one vibration. Following these do's and don'ts will help you take the best advantage of 2025 in the month of January. Starting with the most important do of all. Do set very clear intentions, friends. Start off the month of January in the new year by defining your goals and aspirations. The one universal month is the perfect time for planting our seeds to the future, planting the seeds to your dreams, and taking the first steps towards them. Utilize this one vibration, plant your seeds, and set those clear intentions, knowing in your heart and soul that whatever intention you're setting is already happening in the future. Get excited, plug into those emotions, and you'll make it manifest much quicker. It is also very important in the one vibration that you do take the initiative. We always have to take the initiative to be successful. This month is a month to embrace your own personal leadership and your own independence, friends. Start new projects, start taking bold actions towards things that you really want to make happen in your life. And trust your ability to do all these things and your ability to pave these new paths to your amazing future. It is also important that you do focus on personal growth. Folks are too busy focusing on everything else and everything that's going on around us. No, focus on yourself in a non-selfish way, of course, and focus on your own personal growth. Use this fresh energy of the new year, end of January, to prioritize self-improvements. Whether it's learning a new skill or starting a fitness routine. Lots of people do that in January. January is the busiest time for gyms. That's actually a fact. Or you can adopt a new positive habit while using that 9 vibration to eliminate a habit. Invest in yourself. This is a time for your own personal growth, independence, and leadership. And we definitely want to embrace positivity. Positive vibes, friends. Positive vibes. Because the number 1 radiates with optimism and positivity. So maintain this mindset of possibility and of confidence as you face these opportunities and challenges that are coming forward in the new year and in January. Do so with this positive attitude, and I assure you, you will have positive results. Another thing we definitely need to do in the month of January is to stay organized, friends. Stay focused, stay organized, stay positive. Lay yourself a very strong foundation for the rest of this year by creating plans and systems that are going to support your goals. Very important. Remember, a solid start in the new year can and will lead to greater success and lead to that success happening much faster. Now listen to me very clearly, beautiful friends, because these are the do nots, the things you don't want to do as we step into this new year in the month of January. Starting with, don't procrastinate, friends. Don't procrastinate. Avoid delaying important decisions and actions. Avoid it like the plague, because the energy of January supports momentum. So seize that energy and that momentum while it's here. Don't procrastinate. Not only in the one vibration, but in general, we should never fear change, friends. Don't fear change, because the beginning of this new year is going to often always bring in shifts and changes. Don't fear those changes. It's a new year. We need change to happen. Don't resist the new opportunities or directions that may be coming your way in 2025. Don't fear change. Embrace change instead. Another important don't as we step into a new year and the past is behind us. Don't dwell on the past, friends. Don't dwell on the past. Too many people live in the past. As I say, the past can be one of the biggest sabotages in our lives. So while reflecting on past lessons, that's very valuable, of course. And definitely you want to, focus on that, especially as we go into the new year. But avoid getting stuck in this cycle of regrets or what if I did that, and get out of that, friends. Don't let that happen. This is a time to move forward motion, not backward thinking motions. We definitely don't want to overextend ourselves as we step into the new year in the month of January. While ambition is very high in the month of January in the new year, be very mindful of getting burnt out very quickly. Focus on what really matters rather than spreading yourself too thin in all these different areas. Don't overextend yourself. You're going to end up burnt out by the end of the month, and then you're going to end up sick with the flu or something else. And lastly, and importantly, as all the other don'ts, is don't let your doubt hold you back. Because the energy of the number one encourages confidence, friends. So trust in your abilities to take these big, bold steps, even if you're stepping into the unknown. And especially if you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. It's okay to step outside of your comfort zone, and don't hold that doubt in your mind, because you're just putting up more blockages and resistance that are blocking you from flowing into this future of abundance, joy, and happiness. Finishing off in the realm of numerology in the month of January, let January's one universal month be a time for inspirational new beginnings, confident actions, and of course, intentional growth, because that's what we all want. Remember, the choice you make now is going to set the tone for the coming months and even the coming years. So follow these tips and follow the numbers in the coming astrology alignments, and I guarantee you will make the best out of January 2025 and beyond. Now let us look to the stars to help us navigate through the month of January in specific astrological alignments. Because as January 2025 unfolds, it's going to do so with a series of celestial shifts, each one of those carrying profound inspiration and a potential for this amazing transformation, both on a personal level and on a collective level. So here's a detailed breakdown of the alignments coming up in January 2025. On January 2nd, 2025 kicks in with a beautiful alignment. The planet Venus, the planet of love and harmony, is going to move into the dreamy sign of Pisces. This alignment is going to enhance compassion, creativity, and spiritual connection. So expect there to be this global focus when it comes to humanitarian efforts. That's also a big part of the 9 vibration of 2025 as a whole, interesting enough. Also, besides a global focus on humanitarian efforts, there'll be a focus on artistic expressions and this collective yearning of unity and bringing people together, something this earth definitely needs a lot more of. Romantic relationships, you may notice, will start to surge in your intuitive connections with each other. They'll become a little bit more tender, a little bit more beautiful, if you allow them to. And on the world stage, we may see this surge in initiatives promoting empathy. We're going to see a big surge in mental health awareness and this artistic collaboration happening when Venus moves into the sign of Pisces on January 2nd. On January 6th, we have the planet Mars, and the Mars retrograde is going to take this nurturing, yet this very protective tone in the sign of Cancer. This energy is going to bring in this reevaluation when it comes to our home life, family, and even our emotional security. It may even spark debates. It will spark debates, actually, when it comes to housing policies, food security, and the medical systems, and even like nursing homes and anything that has to do with caring and caring systems. While this energy is introspective, unresolved domestic and national conflicts are going to resurface. So use this time when it comes to yourself personally as a time of emotional healing and a time to really start setting boundaries and sticking to those set boundaries. On January 8th, we have Mercury going into the earthy sign of Capricorn, which is going to sharpen focus when it comes to practical communication and disciplined thinking. Disciplined thinking is going to be important, especially stepping into this new year, to be very disciplined in your thinking and your focus when it comes to your goals, dreams, and aspirations. As Mercury transitions into the earthy sign of Capricorn, I would tell you to also expect on the global stage significant advancements when it comes to governmental and corporate decisions, likely involving structural reforms and even economic policies going into place. Now, on a personal level, this is an ideal time for you to set really clear goals and communicate these plans with precision and with disciplined thinking. On January 13th, we have the first full moon of 2025. And that full moon falls into the emotional sign of Cancer. So yeah, expect emotions to be highlighted and heightened quite a bit when we get to that full moon. Big time, quite actually. But also pay attention to your intuition, pay attention to your dreams, because that's all going to heighten like never before when we hit that first full moon in January. The full moon in Cancer. This is also going to illuminate themes when it comes to home, family, and your own emotional well-being. It's going to invite us to really deeply reflect on our personal and collective nurturing. It's also on a global stage, we can definitely see some heightened attention when it comes to, again, mental health, when it comes to health-related concerns, climate-related concerns, or any kind of public demonstrations like protests or strikes that advocate for safety and care. And we've had a lot of strikes when it came to places like Amazon and all in the late 2024. Well, we're going to see a lot more of that when we move into 2025. So be sure to also check out my 2025 world predictions and forecast. But overall, that full moon is going to bring in the emotional tides, friends. And they're going to run high, those tides. I would also say to expect a lot of flooding and such around that full moon on the coastal areas all over the globe. But this is going to also make for an excellent time to do some type of ceremony, ritual, or meditation that is all about releasing and healing. And I'll be sure to have a meditation available for healing as we step into that full moon on January 13th. So keep an eye out for that. On January 19th, we have the sun shifting into the balanced sign of Aquarius, which is going to mark off this period of time that is all about moving towards these pivotal points of innovation, humanitarianism, and this forward thinking of ideals, inventions, and innovations. This energy is going to encourage visionary projects, amazing technological advancements, especially in the realm of artificial intelligence, and this community-oriented type solutions for communities, something a lot of communities definitely need. So I would tell you to also watch for breakthroughs, again, in artificial intelligence, environmental technologies, and movements advocating for the equality and freedom of all. On January 27th, we have Mercury moving into the sign of Aquarius. So during this time period, expect announcements or decisions that are surrounding cutting-edge science, even futuristic innovations, and anything that has to do with outer space and the skies. There we go with the skies again, friends. Like we didn't have enough sky stuff going on in December. Expect there to be a lot more, especially when we get around that period of January 27th when Mercury enters into Aquarius. This is going to be an interesting time because this alignment's also going to support brainstorming sessions, to network with other people, and to advocate these progressive ideas and working with others. It all goes together with the other alignment that's all about unity and community, a direction that the whole entire planet is heading into the future, a direction where we are together in community and in unity, united for one, working for each other, and living a life of abundance, joy, and happiness. It's up to you to manifest that future. Remember, your thoughts and words are the blueprints to the future. So use all these astrological alignments to your advantage. Speaking of magical alignments, a very powerful magical alignment comes in on January 29th when the new moon is in the balanced sign of Aquarius. And this coming Aquarius new moon is literally a cosmic invitation for us to set intentions for innovation and for collective growth. It's a great time to plant our seeds to the future. Every new moon, most magical time to do so. Our ancestors planted the seeds for their farms and their gardens on the new moon. It's all about growth. It's that fertile ground and that fertile season that kicks in on the 29th. Now, on a global scale, this energy can actually literally inspire new alliances, groundbreaking policies that are aimed to create a more equitable and sustainable future for all of us. And we end the month of January on January 30th when Uranus, the planet of sudden change and revolution, friends, and we are moving in to major revolutions happening all over the planet. But that's what's going to start to really kick in when we get into that January 30th alignment when Uranus goes direct with the sign of Taurus. This is going to shift directly in Taurus, which is going to reactivate these themes when it comes to the financial systems, sustainability, and our personal values. I would expect there to be huge drops in the markets right around that time period, probably starting around the full moon. But definitely when we kick in on the 30th with the economy and big ups and downs with the economy. And as the dust settles from this retrograde journey, we might also see these unexpected shifts with economic policies, like putting new policies in place when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Because, of course, the governments want to control all the cryptocurrencies and other different types of economic policies. Also, technological advancements in agriculture and farming, and bold moves in environmental conservations. This energy coming in on the 30th is going to call for adaptability and this willingness for all of us to embrace change. It's very important that we embrace change and not resist it. Resisting change just makes the road a lot more bumpier. Some very likely world themes in accordance to the astrological alignments in January 2025. Start off with the Venus in Pisces and the Uranus in Taurus direct. This is going to suggest increased attention when it comes to our financial systems with this compassionate, innovative approach. So we can hold in the light that all the financial systems and the new ones that will go into place by 2026 are for the highest good of all and all of us. A system that works for all of us and a system that's not tracking all of us. The Aquarius influence that highlights the progress when it comes to science, technology, and global connectivity. So major technological advancements that are heading our way in January with these alignments. Now we also will see a lot of humanitarian efforts, not only just with the 9 vibration of the year. The 9's all about humanitarian efforts. But also the alignment with Venus in Pisces and the Sun in Aquarius is going to inspire this collective action towards equality, mental health and mental health awareness, and this whole community well-being, and bringing things together in community and in unity. Climate awareness is another important thing that's highlighted with the astrological alignments in the month of January. That Cancer full moon and the Uranus direct in Taurus is definitely going to bring about this heightened focus when it comes to water and when it comes to environmental sustainability. That also goes back to some of my past predictions, where I said in the future there would be wars and conflicts over water, a big focus on the safety of our water, and even water being tainted or played around with. There's more in my detailed predictions in some of the videos I've done for 2025. I'll leave as many as I can down below in the description below. Overall, friends, January 2025 is a month of both reflection and a month of forward motion. You may have felt or think still that you're stuck in the mud or stuck in the middle of the swamp, but this month's all about forward motion. You're finally pulling one leg out of the mud, throwing it forward, pulling the other one out and throwing that forward, and you are getting across that swamp, because this month is nothing more than moving forward in that forward motion. These alignments encourage all of us and encourage humanity as a whole to balance emotional sensitivity with visionary planning of our future. What do you see in your future? And how do you want your future to be? Hopefully you'll use these alignments to your advantage and know that these energies and alignments are going to foster in this bridge between heartfelt connections and innovative progress. Lots of amazing things to look forward to in January and throughout 2025. Before I move forward with some specific predictions and visions for January 2025 and beyond, first, I want to welcome you to my channel, back to my channel. If you're new here, you want accurate predictions, prophecy, monthly forecast, and a whole lot of predictions, and you want to vibe with our awesome tribe, smash that subscribe, and I guarantee you I will help you to feed your prediction addiction. You will not be disappointed, and we welcome you to the tribe with open arms. Also, down below in the description, you'll find the links to all my social media and also suggested videos that pop up in the video. You can find them all in the description, along with the Awaken Your Spirit community of supporters who help make this free content possible for everybody else. I hold gratitude to all the supporters and members of this community, the community on Subscribestar, and all the contributors to this channel. Couldn't do it without you, and I am grateful with infinite love and gratitude. Be sure to sign up to the free newsletter below. That newsletter will, every month you'll get this whole forecast, except for the predictions. You have to listen to them. But you'll get all the numerology, astrology, all the past videos, content I did, sometimes special offers, upcoming classes, and so much more. If you want more information on private sessions or anything, go right directly to my website, spiritmanjt.com or josephtittel.com, Tittel.com. Also, 2025 prediction videos. Again, I'll leave some of them down below. I have my annual world predictions that I already put out, so you can find that. I will be my Tuesday show on New Year's Eve. There'll be more predictions, and on New Year's Day, I go live again. And I have more predictions than usual for the monthly forecast because it is a new year. And in spirit, I got a lot to share, and I can't do it all in one video or we'd be here for 5 hours. So this is my predictions for January 2025 and beyond. Now shall we feed that prediction addiction, baby? Yes. But before we do feed that prediction addiction, keep in mind that when it does come to predictions, we can't always put a specific timeline on certain events and predictions, although we can utilize, as I do, numerology, astrology, and my intuition to put certain timelines on events, or sometimes Spirit will give us dates. Other than that, the following predictions, some could play out in the near future. In the month of January, I would expect some of them to for sure. And then others will play out in the future at some point. And there are a few that I would hope don't play out at all. I'd rather be wrong when it comes to some of them. But these are the visions on the current timeline and predictions for January 2025 and beyond. We are about to witness extraordinary miracles taking place all over the planet. not just throughout 2025, but over the next couple of years. Stories that go viral of amazing miracles that save countless amounts of lives and other wild miracles. At the same time, those folks who may not have believed in miracles, soon they will believe. Do you believe? I believe. I believe I could fly. With all this, there's going to come this major increase in spirituality and in prayer, as more and more people's heart chakras are going to open up. And as folks' heart chakra open up, the compassion is going to shine along with it. And that in turn is what's going to help other people and their hearts to open up so that they willingly can go through this period of healing, allowing that healing to flow into their lives. See, so many people are focused on how they can try to awaken others, what they can do to help other people awaken or heal or what have you. And the only way is when our own hearts open up and our own light shines. That is the inspiration that's going to inspire others to do the same thing. January, I remind you, is also an amazing opportunity. It's an amazing opportunity for us to move into amazing directions. The collapse of all these old systems are going to become really apparent as we step into 2025 and as we shift into this higher vibration. In doing so, expect January in 2025 to become a time where our visions will become much, much more clear, friends. It started in 2020. 2025, it's going to be unlike nothing else when it comes to your vision and being able to see right through things. So we're going to be able to see that like never seen before or witnessed on this planet. Things like the corruption and the lies and the deceit, they're going to appear to us in full color instead of blurry black and white vision. Also giving us all this amazing opportunity to enhance our own intuitive abilities, leading us to this future where we easily communicate with each other on a telepathic level. Some of us already do that, but that's going to increase. And we're all going to be able to do that in the coming years. It's going to be quite amazing, to say the least. We experienced these levels of ascension on a much lower or smaller scale in 2024. That increase is beginning right now, friends. Right now, in January and throughout 2025. So if you think the strangeness that you're seeing in our skies or that has gone viral about the things and the crazy things in our skies, just hold on tight, friends. What is coming is going to be even more wild. Contact with aliens is coming on many levels, including the vision that I've had of seeing this large silver disc UFO above several cities. I expect that to play out in 2025. We also have to tap into our intuition, and it's going to be much easier to do so as our vision's increasing and becoming more clear. And we'll be able to eventually be able to easily tell, and some can, but more people will be able to easily tell what's real and what's all just a part of this Matrix theater show that we're in. Soon, folks are going to begin catching amazing, unusual things on video in the sky, but even strange things wandering through our streets. That will be interesting. Different creatures or beasts wandering through our streets? What kind of portals did the Pope open up on Christmas Eve and continues to open up today as I'm recording this a couple days before New Year's Eve? So strange things wandering our streets. More so, there's going to be these amazing discoveries that are going to be made by many sky watchers. So are you a sky watcher? I hope you are, and I hope you share what you get with us. But amazing discoveries that sky watchers are going to catch by using, of course, high-powered telescopes. Things that they being the global elite, the dark overlords, certainly do not want us to see, including the clear view of another nearby planet and proof of the cover-up that has been happening in our skies for some time now. Spirit tells me that they being, again, the global elite, the dark overlords, have been cloaking our skies, probably using the chemtrails or whatever else they use, and they've been cloaking the moon as well. but cloaking, however they're cloaking this, I don't know how. Maybe they're using, I don't know, their blue thing, Project Blue. You know what that is. I don't know what they're doing, but Spirit said they're cloaking it. And soon, that as we ascend spiritually, that's going to allow us to see through these deceptions and see through these cloaking of objects. Now, I found that one to be really interesting. Very, very interesting. And if you thought aliens landing in Vegas, what was that, 2023? You think that was interesting? Or the Amazon jungle aliens was strange? Hold on tight, friends. Because even if you still have the question of such an existence, you are likely going to begin to change your mind very quickly with the coming events around alien beings and another portal type of incident like the one that occurred at the Miami Mall in 2023. Another portal will also be an incident that we're going to hear about. And portals in general are going to become a huge topic as well, as we all begin to see portals that we've never seen before. And it's going to be challenging, especially for those that are still asleep, to determine what is real and what is not real. Remember, do not plug into the fear, friends. Do not plug into the fear that is going to be placed around aliens and things in our skies that's going to be pushed out by mass media and the global elite. Friends, do not plug into it. Please do not plug into it. As far as the drone stuff is concerned, we all must be aware, as I and many others have been warning for years, that the global elite know of our spiritual ascension that's taking place. They're quite aware of our spiritual ascension. And the global elite not only know about it, they know that we are awakening to their corruption and to their lies. The poisoning of our foods, our water, and the list just goes on, and you know a lot of that list yourselves. They are more afraid than ever in history, friends. They are more afraid than ever in history because they know that they don't want us to know the truth. And they know we're beginning to know the truth. And they want to attempt to sabotage our own spiritual ascension during these amazing times on the earth. Because they know our ascension is going to eliminate them. So they don't want that ascension to occur. They want to fake our ascension and make it look the way they want it to look. They will also fail in this in the end, according to Spirit, but not before causing a lot of senseless destruction in the process. I have visions of explosions in our sky, and this wasn't just missiles. This was something different. I saw explosions in our skies, explosions that looked to me more like drones, big drones. You know, like a car exploding in the sky. I'm not necessarily seeing airplanes. This is also going to bring, of course, you should have seen this coming, friends, a big push when it comes to banning drones and limiting the use of drones with new legislation that they pass. I also see visions, and I had a few years back, of what I thought to be a big UFO. Which now, looking at this from the past vision, it could be actually one of these drones. But what I saw in the vision is I saw it shooting lasers. And it was kind of surreal to me in the vision. Looked like something out of a sci-fi movie. But I saw that vision clearly. And at that same time, Spirit said that they would be used in an act of conflict. So shooting lasers kind of like a direct energy beam. I'm sure that's exactly what it was. I also see explosions on the ground. So I had visions of it shooting lasers, and I saw explosions on the ground. So it's hitting something, whatever it is. But in my visions, it looked to me and appeared like a UFO, even though it likely is probably one of these weird drone things. I'm also not really clear where I am in these visions. I cannot stress how important, there's the ambulance going by. I can also not stress, sorry about that little cut there, how important it is, according to Spirit, that we do not feed into, again, whatever the mass media and some governments push in our faces in the near future. Not just revolved around drones, but in general, around everything. Other amazing celestial events are about to play out all around us, friends. Both here on the earth with portals and weird things like that appearing, but celestial sky events, including really strange clouds very odd colored clouds that will look very apocalyptic, that light up the skies like never before, especially even over China. Many are going to be warnings, according to Spirit. Many are going to be warnings of an impending Earth event, like a rare event. We're also going to see rare unexpected comets crossing our skies and several meteors touching down. It may even seem, like we're being hit by meteors in some area, because I see several meteors breaking through the atmosphere, the flames, but there's, I guess, large enough that they hit the ground. Looks more like out in a wilderness area in one of these setting fire. And Spirit's showing me all those visions now as I'm doing this. Interesting. So rare, again, unexpected comets crossing our skies, dark clouds that darken the sun completely. One, obviously, I believe, is related to a massive volcanic eruption, which I have more details on later in this forecast. Record-breaking eruptions when it comes to volcanoes coming up in 2025. We have witnessed, as I predicted back in my 2024 world predictions and forecasts, the fall of so many leaders was going to take place when it came to the political realms and even CEOs and corporate heads. We saw what happened to the CEO in New York City. The fall of so many. We saw the fall of the Syrian government and the regime. We see the collapses of other governments in other countries happening. Mainly, if you really look at them closely, you'll notice those governments that are collapsing are the ones that are mainly, just most of them pretty much, corrupt. And even especially the totalitarian communist types of governments that collapsed in 2024. Well, this is going to continue more so in 2025, friends. With the 9 universal year and that vibration of endings and the shifts in our vibrations that are about to come, that are still happening, but even more shifts in our vibrations. This is an absolute must that all these old governments and old structures continue to collapse. We've seen major issues in France, which is going to continue as they fight for power and to stay in power. We're going to see the continued slow collapse of kings and queen structures, like the English crown. King Charles, he's very ill, and I feel that he is going to hand over power likely by the end of 2025, passing away within months up to 6 months later. Following this, I see changes and a fight for power in Canada, Brazil, Australia, United Kingdom, although it will be as if no country or no government is untouched or no leader is safe when it comes to 2025. It's all falling down, and many of those leaders are going to be yelling, "Catch me now, I'm falling." Finally, we will also see a fall of China and, yes, the CCP to go along with it. Not only just in January, obviously. I mean, sure, a country could collapse that big in 1 month, but not just in January. But over the next few years, as the younger Chinese folks and the younger Chinese generations, just like the younger generations across the globe, are going to step up, forming into these groups and taking to the streets, walking out from their jobs and their businesses to make a statement. And the collapsing of the Chinese banking system. Remember what Spirit said years back. The yen and the euro would be the first ones to fall, followed by the American dollar. So we have to watch the yen closest. The yen, the euro, both of those. When one collapses, it'll be a domino effect. When is that going to occur? It's easy to believe that I would think that they would use the 9 vibration in doing so. They used the 8 vibration of 2024 to initiate their new digital currencies like the USDC. Now they're all doing it. The banks in 2024. Now, 2025, by the end of it, they collapse the economy so that in 2026, they put in their new digital currency form of tracking everybody, too. We have to resist this, friends, as you know, just because of our own freedoms and rights. That would be the mark of the beast overall in the long run. So the CCP, I see, again, a collapsing. First, I see the banks, and I see people having issues getting money from the banks in China, as they did in the past. I see people gathering outside the banks in protest. And of course, the CCP calling in the military and doing whatever they can to block this news from getting, going globally, breaking globally. But they're going to fail. And the leader of China, I strongly feel, is going to pass away. Not necessarily again in January, obviously. I mean, anything's possible. But I see two very large celebratory funerals happening in Asia. Funerals of leaders and even a king. I see one that I believe is in Japan, like some type of big funeral in Japan for a leader or former leader. I see a celebration of a former leader or a people gathering somewhere in the Middle East. Perhaps that may be Saudi Arabia. And as far as the current leader of China, he's on his way out. Might not be necessarily all in 2025, but definitely by early 2026. And over the next few years, as the whole Chinese CCP begins to collapse. And again, to touch back on those other places, we're going to see big funerals revolved around leaders, former leaders. Again, Japan, somewhere in the Middle East, right here in the United States of America. Because I predicted a while back that we would see 3 presidential funerals all back to back within months of each other. And we just saw, as I'm recording this on December 29th, just found out that Jimmy Carter passed away, which was in my predictions. I figured he'd be first, Biden be second, and either Bill Clinton or Trump would be third. Not sure, but that's likely the order. All within months. I wouldn't doubt at all that we hear about Biden passing as we step into January. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I had this vision of a male leader in this vision, except the odd thing is I couldn't see their face. It was like I was far away and their face was blurry and I couldn't see who was up there speaking. So I'm not clear as to who this is. Up on the podium, they're up on a podium speaking when I suddenly hear this woman scream really loud. And then I see people duck as I then hear multiple shots. Pow, pow, pow. 3 shots. Pow, pow, pow. Yeah, pow, pow, pow. 3 shots. And I believe this is taking out, I believe they're taking out the targeted leader that's speaking on this podium. Likely I'm not familiar with whatever country I'm in or whatever leader this is up there speaking. I'm probably not familiar with them. That's probably why their face was blurry. I wouldn't know who they were to begin with. But whoever it is, again, powerful leader up there at a podium speaking. A woman screeches her voice. People duck. I hear 3 pow, pow, pows. And I see that person go down. And it feels like a successful attempt in taking somebody out. I see 2 different types of bus accidents occurring. One involving a tourist type of bus. And this felt to me like it could be somewhere like in South America or something. Because I saw the bus in this vision traveling on this bumpy, dirt bumpy road close to the edge of a mountain. Really creepy. I wouldn't want to be on that bus. Because somehow that bus flips off the edge of the edge. I saw another bus accident that I believe is here in the United States, and a similar one in Europe, and then a third one in Australia. The one in Australia I didn't get really details of, but one of these accidents involves some types of, and it could be, I'm not sure which one's which, but I saw one involving some type of sports team traveling to a sporting event of some sort, or a sporting camp. It could have been to some kind of camp. And another involved a musical group on a major interstate. That's the one I believe is in the United States. And I see several buses that seem to be following one another in a vision. This was at nighttime. And I believe this involves the music, whoever the musicians or what. But I saw several buses following each other in this vision, and it was at nighttime. And the accident involved several vehicles, causing one of the buses to flip over completely on its side. So it's going to be, 2025 is going to be really seem a bit strange when we begin to notice this much larger amount of incidents and accidents revolved around transportation, especially public transportation, whether it be the above mentioned bus accidents that I mentioned, or a large amount of plane and drone crashes for sure. One drone, I had a vision crashing into a residential area, into a home, causing 2 homes to catch on fire. So this wasn't no little drone, friends. This was a big drone in this vision because it wasn't as big as an airplane and it wasn't tiny drone. And it caused 2 houses to catch on fire in my vision. So it had to be a bigger drone. I also see an incident with a small plane in where I believe was New York City or another large city like New York City, losing control and hitting next to or right into a bridge and highway. And I saw large flames, black smoke, and this may actually be related to some type of a small cargo plane. So really a lot of, again, strange and bizarre incidents, accidents, and occurrences on transportation and public transportation in January and throughout 2025. And speaking of public transportation, I see a huge issue in several subway systems. I feel another strange issue, again, throughout 2025 with these patterns of incidents, accidents, and occurrences around subways, not just subways, but any type of tunnel system. Now, in my past predictions, it strikes up a memory of a past prediction where I talked about I had a vision of law enforcement and even like FBI and all showing news media this discovery of these underground tunnels where, things were getting caught up in traffic and all kinds of horrific things are happening. So it makes me think of that. But besides that, there's going to be other tunnel systems, bridges, and subways, especially bridges that come out. I see a vision. I don't know where I'm at, somewhere maybe in Europe, where I see the train coming out from the tunnel onto a bridge. And I feel something right there where the bridge meets tunnel. Some type of disaster right there where the bridge meets tunnel. Now I'm getting that vision right now as I'm recording this. Interesting enough. Thank you, spirits, for that. Thank you, spirits, for the visions. So it was last year where I saw, again, a vision of a bridge collapse. It was early last year. I said in the vision, I see a bridge collapsing. Big deal. And we all remember what followed in Baltimore, Maryland. Now, I see other incidents, and I saw other incidents around bridges collapsing. But I also see more issues coming around bridges, including London Bridge in England. London Bridge is falling down. I hope not. I definitely hope not. But something around London Bridge. And what this is going to do is it's going to bring a bigger focus on the collapsing infrastructures globally. They're not fixing anything. They definitely are here in America. So the collapsing infrastructures are going to become a huge focus as we move into the next few years, all kicking off in January and in 2025. In order for this focus to come to light, unfortunately, there's going to be unfortunate events, friends. Like, again, a bridge and tunnel collapse. And I feel issues when it comes to our friends in Japan with a big tunnel collapse and a bridge issue after a small earthquake hit southern Japan. So be safe out there, friends. Be safe. Still on the subject of subways, I have this vision of a subway car flying off the tracks. And I believe that this is also in Japan or on the continent of Asia somewhere, but I really thought I was in Japan, where I saw this, again, subway car flying off the trails underground, off the tracks underground. And I saw the 3 front cars of this subway sustaining the damage and a lot of damage. And then I saw folks being let out with flashlights by rescue workers. And I also feel something similar to that happening in New York and in Chicago both. Big subway issues in Chicago and New York, and they're going to make that a bigger focus, of course, mass media, and a call for more security and such to go into place in these subways. Now, I see some type of speaking of such, this could be related to the New York and Chicago thing, not sure. But I do see a fear attack of some sort that's going to occur on a subway system that's going to involve some type of a gas or some type of a toxic cloud that feels purposely induced. That's why it's a fear attack. And I actually feel like, not New York or Chicago, I mean, it's possible, but I actually felt like I was in Europe. And if I were to guess, I would say maybe I was in Germany or Poland. So again, be mindful, especially if you're riding on the subway system. I see some type of amazing invention or innovation around the production of gas and fuel I thought this was interesting because I'm not clear exactly what it is because I know nothing about the production of gas and fuel. But I saw and felt this strong connection to an invention and innovations that feels to me to be greatly beneficial to the planet and for the cleaner air for all of us. And we're going to see so much more new legislation going into place, rules going into place and being implemented when it comes to clear environmental initiatives and when it comes to the production of gas and oil, as we're sadly going to see a ton of gas, oil type of disasters happening. Oil spills, sabotaged pipelines, fires, refinery explosions. So this is going to bring it all more to the forefront as we move towards a cleaner, more healthier planet Earth. We're going to see so many unfortunate events revolved around pipelines and refineries. I had a vision of this massive refinery explosion. I'm assuming it was a refinery just based on how massive the explosion was. And I did feel, unfortunately, that there was sabotage. Although the media, I felt, is going to report it as some type of an unfortunate accident. I also see an issue with a pipeline leaking near a national park here in the U.S. And I also see a pipeline, that could be up in Alaska, come to think of it. I also see a pipeline, kind of like the one that exploded, underwater. I see something again like that happening. But I see this above water, not underwater. And I see explosives being attached to it and blowing up a pipeline. Too much sabotage happening. Too much sabotage that's going to become so obvious that these are attacks on the fuel industry. I feel that there is going to be many shakings coming to Europe. Shakings in the way of earthquakes and activity in new areas, along with this record-breaking earthquake. Small quakes I see hitting around the United Kingdom, but much larger quake is going to ignite along the Mediterranean. And I felt some type of a volcanic eruption right near Greece that will be some type of a sign of a large quake incoming. Spirit also whispers to me, watch the skies. Watch the skies for odd clouds and things that I spoke about earlier after the eruption of the earthquake, and you'll know that that's the sign of a big, large earthquake coming, of the volcano eruption, will be a sign of a huge earthquake. In Greece, I feel like the volcanic eruption is somewhere near Greece, and that's going to be what ignites this large earthquake that may actually, perhaps this earthquake may actually be beneath the Mediterranean. And if that's the case, in turn, this is going to send huge waves to several coastlines. Also in the realm of earthquakes and weather and things related to that, I see a massive volcanic explosion that is like the biggest on record near Indonesia. And I'm going to say it's like in the Philippines. Massive. And it's a volcano that erupted before, I feel. But I feel like this eruption's massive, causes major evacuations, major issues. This volcanic eruption, when it occurs, is going to unleash a series of major earthquakes all along that side of the Ring of Fire. So when this occurs, we'll, of course, go live and talk about it and point to the areas. But all the way up to Japan, Indonesia, that whole Ring of Fire, that whole edge, we'll say, what would that be? The Ring of Fire, that'd be like 9 o'clock? No, that would be, 9 o'clock. So that whole edge, say from 7 to 10 p.m., if you were looking at the Ring of Fire as a clock, that area is where massive massive earthquake activity will occur after this large volcanic eruption occurs in the Philippines. I didn't even look to see if there are any volcanoes in the Philippines, but being it's right next to Indonesia and that's earthquake or volcano land, then definitely. Also, in that same area, Indonesia, also India too, I see major flooding taking place and big evacuations happening in Indonesia, again in Vietnam as well, and throughout India. In the realm of wildfires, because we're going to kick in, of course, wildfires are going to be on like anything when we get to the mid to say from June through October, actually. And I see China dealing with some of the worst wildfires ever. China is going to burn significantly in 2025. Even burning, of course, little cities, little villages. It's going to be out of control wildfires in China. And I'll talk more about weather and earth events in a separate video that I'll do in early January, where we'll look at the map and I'll do a technique called map scrying, where I gaze at the map and certain things jump out of me in certain areas. We'll go through that. We'll do some channeled information from Spirit on weather. So keep an eye out. Be sure to smash that subscribe button so you can vibe with our tribe. And please, at this point of the video, this takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of focus to put out these predictions and put out all this information. And all I ask from you, is just to hit that thumbs up button, please, friends. Please hit that thumbs up love button. Show your love. I greatly appreciate you with infinite love and gratitude. The bird flu and other outbreaks, but especially the bird flu, is going to become more clearly a sad reality for the world. As we are being told, of course, that these mutations, and we're hearing more about contact with humans. So they're already preparing us for this, friends. I don't feel you even need to be psychic to figure this one out by now. I can't completely put my finger on it, but I also feel something big is coming revolved around the bird flu, and also separately a new bacterial infection that has a strong effect, of course, kind of like COVID did, on those already dealing with health issues, especially those dealing with heart issues and diabetes. And it's some type of a bacterial type of infection that is going to cause also something with the skin, something with like darkness on the skin, maybe rashes or something with the skin. And I saw like strange organisms gathering, into like a blob of blackness. That's the best way I can explain it. And these organisms attack the body. And this is going to bring more focus when it comes to sanitizing and healthy eating and healthy environments. And I see this big sanitation thing happening in several hospitals. So I don't know if it's related to this bacteria, related to the bird flu, but I see this big like sanitizing thing happening, not everywhere, but in certain hospitals. So some of this is targeted towards certain areas. So remember, always wash your hands, always be safe, and don't plug into fear, because if you're afraid something's going to happen, the universe will ensure that it happens. Speaking of healthy eating, food production. Lots of recalls and record amounts of recalls, but also food production, especially in the realms of the productions of meat, poultry, and pork, are going to become a huge focus as these systems are collapsing all around us. There's also going to be a collapse, so to speak, of many of the current forms of food production, ending the way they do this and the way they produce certain foods, based on both the inhumane aspects, along with the health risks more than anything, that are going to end up, that make people sick, and bringing these health risks to the forefront and the way food's produced, causing those health risks, is going to cause better changes, a demand for better changes, for a future where all of our health in relation to their foods will be a much better place for all of us. We're also going to see another strong string of fires revolved around food production. This was concerning. Also, like we saw back in 2021, remember that? I did videos on it. We talked about that. Well, I see two major accidents or incidents in food production plants, including one huge explosion. And I believe this is either in or outside of Texas. We're also going to see, it might even be on the border of Mexico too, come to think of it. We're also going to begin to see a higher demand for safer work environments. That's going to bring in turn lots of walkouts, lots of strikes, as I predicted. And look at all the strikes that just started happening in December. Amazon and many others. So we're going to see a bigger demand for safer work environments, because what we're going to also witness, unfortunately, is a lot of safety failures. Tons of safety failures that are going to prove environments to be deemed completely unsafe. And this is going to make it much more clear for, future incidents and accidents. But we're also going to see a lot more incidents and accidents when it comes to work environments, more than ever. More people going on workman's comp than ever before. But even more interesting is the video footage that we are going to begin to see. We're going to see video footage from inside these food processing plants that are going to absolutely disgust people. Disgust people into the point of people in turn demanding change. And this will also bring about many closures of companies and food production plants, especially those that produce junk food or foods that are packed with chemicals that people discover are toxic to our body, mind, and spirit. We definitely need a change when it comes to our food, especially in the United States where over 30 of our foods are banned in over 30 countries. Not cool. That's about to change too. We are also going to witness, beginning in January and throughout 2025 and over the next few years, this huge focus when it comes to mental health. As we are unfortunately going to witness a lot of sad and tragic events that are going to bring awareness to mental health to the forefront. We're going to see a strong string of strange suicides when it comes to the circle of celebrities, musicians, and other leaders. That's going to bring more concerns and more focus to mental health. Well, why are all these people, doing themselves in? Most, of course, are because they're giving up due to mental illness struggles. Of course, when it comes to that realm of celebrities, musicians, and politicians, there are going to be some that are going to be made to appear like they did it themselves, but they didn't. So when these play out, of course, tune into my show every Tuesday for Tea Time Predictions Update, where we talk about world events and how they relate to predictions and prophecy with new predictions each and every Tuesday. And I'll have even more predictions on the final show of 2024 on New Year's Eve. And I will also be going live on New Year's Day with some questions, answering some Q&A. And I'm sure Spirit will provide a whole bunch of more predictions when I get to New Year's Day. So lots of videos that you got to keep an eye out for so that you don't miss any of the predictions that I am making for 2025 and beyond. Like any year and any month, of course, we're going to face a lot of issues, whether it's personally or universally on the globe. But remember, don't make your issues such a big issue. Instead, focus on the healing and that vibration and flowing into these higher levels of vibration. So with all the astrology and numerology and everything we talked about today, can help you navigate through January in 2025 like a pro surfer riding a tsunami wave, baby. That's what you want to do. Because remember, your future's in your hands, and your thoughts and words are the blueprints to your future. So write down the things that you want to manifest and draw into your life. This is the perfect time to plant your seeds to your amazing future that lies ahead. Also, remember to catch me live New Year's Day. Catch me live, not live, but catch me every Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on where on the planet you live, for Tuesday's Tittel Tea Time Predictions Update. Lots of predictions to put out as it's a beginning of a new year. So again, be sure to subscribe, vibe with the tribe. And a big thank you goes out to all the supporters who make this free content and the members of the tribe that make this free content possible for everybody else. I get to do what I love to do and provide all this information for all you beautiful souls. I hope you make the best out of January and 2025 and beyond, flowing into a pathway of abundance, joy, and happiness. And I know I will see you in the future. At least I really hope I'll see you in the future. And until then, remember to celebrate life, celebrate you. Focus on your blessings and miracles each and every day, and the more blessings and miracles that will flow into your life. I guarantee you that. And remember to be bold, be true, be kind, baby, be you. Let your light shine ever so brightly in the month of January and throughout 2025. Much love, friends. Much love.